welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Miguel, Kevin, Jack.
I'm here, Mike Dell. That's all I got.
There. All right, right away, I don't
Like
like your
this
attitude,
comic, I'm not gonna
right?
try today.
I don't like your attitude. We talked before the show, and you had some things to say that I did not appreciate about my little buddy Hot Stuff. But yeah, today we are reading Hot Stuff, issue 154 from 1980, and this is the final
hmm
week of Shocktober. We had to go out in style with Hot Stuff,
Yeah.
the Little Devil.
Spine tingling.
This is terrifying.
I may never sleep again. Just thinking
For
about
those who
Aunt
don't know who
Mushy.
who don't know who Hot Stuff is, he's a little devil, and he's the hottest devil in town. But he's a little red devil, and he's got pointy ears, little horns, and he's got a pitchfork with him, and a ponytail, and he wears a little diaper. He's got like every
Yeah,
every devil in this story wears a little diaper, except for the ladies. They dress
that's
normally.
right. Yeah, they gotta cover their
But the
their devil bosoms.
but the men devils, they always just wear diapers, and apparently they're asbestos
They're
diapers.
all incontinent, apparently.
They're made from asbestos, these diapers, and yeah, it's pretty great. So we'll get into this is a book for children, as most
Yeah.
of all comic books are. But
No, I'm assuming the history here of hot stuff is that Richie Rich died, became a ghost, Casper the friendly ghost, and then became so depraved that Satan was like, "I'm going to make you a full-on demon." And
I
so
like
I'm
that
thinking
story.
that's the
Yeah,
chain
yeah,
of events there. Yeah.
yeah. Because hot stuff. This is we'll get into the history here in a second. But yeah, he's right alongside Richie Rich and Casper the friendly ghost. They're in the same ballpark there, three of them.
Yeah. They all look very similar. Got very round heads and yeah, similar features, facial features.
Now, I read that Hot Stuff. The reason I picked this book, by the way, is because I remember fondly as a child, and I still have a
Oh.
vivid memory of sitting on the front porch of my childhood home reading this very book. And it's crazy because I would have been. This came out in 1980, so I was 5 years old. I can't remember my own name most days, but I can still remember exact panels from this book 45 years later.
Yeah. That is crazy.
It is. It is nuts.
It really is. Those things that get burned in early on, yeah. If you
So
you read something a bunch of times in your formative years, yeah, it's going to be in there forever.
so I love hot stuff. This is the first time I've read a hot stuff, since I was 5 years old. But man, let me just say, back when I was 5 years old, I thought hot stuff was hilarious. And
Yeah.
now, 45 years later, I think hot stuff is hilarious. So, all right, but before we get into all that,
Hot stuff
let's,
is like, the newspaper strip comics, except those at least make you think sometimes or at least have a point, whereas these were just kind
okay.
of random.
It's, so before we get into all that, though, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think we're up to 419 subscribers, so we picked up at least one. If
Ooh,
so, we're inching ever closer to the goal of
keep it growing.
500. And
Uh,
if we get to 500, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns, and I do not want to do that.
yeah. Maybe we got to throw out some more teases here. Maybe if we get to 450 by the end of the year, we'll do Craven's Last Hunt month.
Oh, well, that's fun. Yeah. Or we could just do hot stuff every week.
Just every issue of Hot Stuff. Hot Stuff
Yes,
chronology.
that's right. We'll just do a hot stuff dedicated podcast, and that'd be great. Called Hotter Stuff. And yeah, so all right. Also, I have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. Oh, by the way, Jank, when I was reading up on the hot stuff there, it said he appeared in an episode of The Simpsons.
Oh, look at that. I
You
wonder if
love
that
The
was after
Simpsons.
I stopped watching it.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
seem to remember that one
It was
right
one of the
offhand.
it was one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes because it is Shocktober and he is terrifying.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I wonder
All
what
right.
season that was. I'm going to look this up.
Yeah. So, all right. So this hot stuff is published by a company called Harvey Comics, and
Hmm.
they were founded by the brothers Alfred, Leon, and Robert Harvey in 1941. The company ceased publishing comics in 1982. Then they resumed publishing in 1986. The company was sold in 1989, and then it continued to exist until 2002. So how about
Oh,
that?
something finally took it down.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
But yeah, the big stars for Harvey were Richie Rich, Casper the Friendly Ghost, and Hot Stuff. And in the early 80s, before they ceased publishing comics in 1982, there for that brief time there, Marvel actually had a deal in place to publish some of the Harvey characters. Jim Shooter was all for it. You know, he's trying to make this deal, get this deal done. He put Tom DeFalco was going to be in charge of these characters when they're under the Marvel umbrella. And then at the
Mm.
last minute, the deal fell through because the two remaining Harvey brothers had a disagreement about it, so they pulled out of the deal at the last second. Yeah,
Ooh,
about that. So
those
then
Harvey boys.
in 1986, Marvel published a comic book called Royal Roy for its Star line of comics,
Uh-huh.
and it was actually
Sense
created
where
or
this is going.
drawn by a former Harvey artist and everything too. And so Harvey saw this and they said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to sue you, Marvel, because that is clearly a ripoff of Richie Rich." And
Yep.
Marvel, no, it's Royal Roy. It's completely different. It's completely
You
different.
couldn't even get new initials. Could have been like Wealthy Willie or something. You had to stick with the double
Yeah,
R.
I had never heard of Royal Roy, but yeah, this is for their Star Comics. It had all those kids comics. And it only lasted 6 issues and then went away. So Harvey just dropped the lawsuit. They said, "All right, that was a colossal failure. We'll forget about
Yeah,
it."
we can't really sue for the no profits this thing made.
But Harvey, they were very litigious. They also sued Columbia Pictures over Ghostbusters because they said that the Ghostbuster logo, the little ghost there with the big the red thing in front of them, slash,
Yeah.
whatever the hell that's called. Uh, they said that that ghost was ripped off from Fatso, a character in the Casper books. They said that's
Oh,
Fatso, and so the court ruled with Columbia Pictures because they said, yeah, it's tough to draw ghosts any different than that ghost. Like it's
yeah.
just so
Yeah. That is kind of
can't
the
really,
stereotypical ghost. So yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, they did not win that lawsuit either. So there you go. That's Harvey Comics for you, a little history. And
Well,
then
this just in, I've been doing my research here, and it turns out Hot Stuff, the Little Devil, appeared in The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 35. So definitely right after
oh,
I stopped watching.
35.
Jesus
That's
Christ, that show's been
insane.
on forever.
That is crazy. All right, Hot Stuff, the Little Devil. His first appearance was Hot Stuff, issue 1, 1957, created by Warren Kramer. And Hot Stuff
Ooh,
had 177 issues. So how about that? That could really
that's a
carry
long
this
run.
podcast another 3 years.
Yep. When we get real desperate.
Nothing but hot stuff. So, all right, that's all the history I got on hot stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Not much to it, I guess.
He's a little devil. What do you want?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we see his aunt here. Does he have parents?
No, yeah, he seems to live in this weird world where he just lives by himself in a cave. But he has like,
He's like the guys from Letterkenny. Just no
yeah,
parents anywhere.
he has an aunt, like you mentioned, Aunt Mushy, who's very, she loves the little hot stuff. She's always kissing him and stuff, and he hates it. And then there's like, there's some old lady, like I can't remember her name. which she's also in this. And then he's got his grandfather. His grandfather's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. You have to like the
I love his
grandfather.
yeah, the
Yeah,
grandpa story. That one was good.
that is great. Yeah.
I'll give that one his flowers for sure.
Yes. Yeah, because there's lots of stories. It's like a little a hot stuff anthology. There are a lot of
Yeah.
stories in here. Uh, and then there's
Most of them were
another,
not really stories, but that one, that one had it going on.
and he's got a girlfriend, a little like a princess, right, or something, charms
Yeah.
him,
Something like that.
and she, yeah, we see her in one of these issues. I
Hmm.
guess he probably has friends too. I don't know, but
Yeah, probably.
they all just wear diapers and hang around. Yeah. And then we also get another
Yeah.
story in this book. Is it Strombo the giant or Stomp? What's his name?
Yeah,
Stompo?
I think it was Strombo, I want to say.
Yeah, it's about a giant. And
Yeah,
that story went on a little too long, I think.
it sure did.
And the payoff was really not that great.
Get used to that
Uh,
being the case in these stories.
How
I
dare you?
mean, they didn't go on as long, but the payoff was not there. Usually there's, you'd put a little kind of funny joke to end on. No, they're just like, nope, we're out. That's it.
Uh, Again, I do not appreciate your attitude. All right, so here we go. Let's read hot stuff. Well, you describe the cover
Yeah.
for us, Jay.
Oh, the cover is very misleading because nothing on it ever comes to pass in
Yeah,
this issue.
all
But
these books are like that. Like even remember Archie, like the Archie comics we did, like their cover
yeah,
really had nothing. It seems like all these little funny books, they just put a random cover on them and don't even has anything to do with the book.
they're probably just panels from one of another issue of Hot Stuff that happened like years before, and they're just like, people won't notice. We got there's a lot of they put hot stuff all over this thing
Yes.
because there is a banner down the spine of the book that says "Hot Stuff, the Little Devil, Hottest Devil in Town," on like a yellow banner. Then at the top it says "Hot Stuff, the Little Devil," and there's a little picture of him floating around with his diaper and his pitchfork. And then across the top there's another banner. It says "Hottest Devil in Town," and right below there we find to get the actual title itself, Hot Stuff. It looks like burning coals, kind of. So that's kind of cool. I like the
Yeah,
logo.
it's awesome.
And then it says the
Yeah.
Little Devil right underneath. And you got the little Harvey logo, which is kind of a globe that has like a big H in it. And it says Harvey Comics or Harvey World in the H there. And it's just basically a black background. Little Devil's out in space there. And there's a UFO with a couple alien guys, and they're saying he must come from some strange planet. And Hot Stuff is flying around in like an airplane, basically, not even a spaceship, because he's completely exposed to the elements up there. Um, and his ship is on fire, and there's also like a fighter jet going below him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why we need that there. I don't
Yeah.
know. We don't need that. Like that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah. Pretty confusing, but
But yeah, I like him in a little rocket ship made of flames. Uh,
yeah,
oh, hot
that'd be cool.
stuff. Yeah, this cover, it's almost like it was designed knowing what the internet and like it put in all the keywords for the searches. Like they hit hot stuff like so many times on the cover.
Yeah,
Gotta make
yeah.
sure the issue shows up in the algorithm. Hot stuff in there again. Hit those keywords. So yeah, a lot of hot stuff.
Yep. Which is a very off-putting name, I gotta say, when like grown adults are calling this little kid hot stuff. I'm like, I don't like where this is going.
It's a good cover though. I like him in his little rocket ship, and yeah. So all right, and again, it was uh, you know burned into my brain in my childhood. I
Hmm.
remembered this cover as soon as I saw it. All right, we open it up here, and
We get two
it's
full pages of
yeah,
like gimmicks and gags and stuff that they're trying to sell. Little
super
toys.
gifts and gimmicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
want
a
all of these.
yeah, there's a well, let's go over some of them here. We got a skull flashlight for $1.75. A snake nut can. Those are classic.
Oh yeah.
You open up the can of
Great
nuts
gag.
and snakes jump out. 225. Little snappers, an atomic mini pistol. Bang.
Ooh,
Yeah, $2. A giant
you could
evil
rob so many
snake.
convenience stores with that.
This rubber 3 foot long replica is frightening. $2.50. You get a 3 foot snake. It's not too bad. There's something called a shock book. I guess if people
Ooh.
electrocutes them, that's $7.
That'd
So that's pretty pricey.
be pretty
There's
good.
there's a werewolf mask. You like the one I say wolf? Um, oh, arrow through head. That's a classic.
Yeah, the Steve Martin classic. A phony arm cast. You can go to court with that and prove that, you were more injured in an accident than you really were.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, man.
They got a
X-ray
mini
vision, of
spy
course.
camera. I think we need to get that. Yeah, and X-ray vision. Oh man, what a world that would be.
Because they always show like there's a guy staring at his hand and you can see the bones in his hands, and then there's also a lady there in the background and you can like see through her dress kind of.
Yeah.
And
This
yeah, oh, about that. All
is
right,
all
so
the
then
stuff like they would have had that magic shop that Pee Wee went to in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
and yeah, then there's a second page of the second page isn't as good as the first one, I don't think, but there's still some good stuff in there.
Yeah, they got some rubber masks, another tiny camera. Um,
Ventriloquist dummies,
oh
349.
yeah, that's pretty cheap for a full dummy.
Yeah.
1,001 insults put downs for all occasions. That I need.
A rubber chicken. There's a giant gag chicken you can get. Oh
Yes.
yeah,
There's another giant snake you can get.
this
Perfect.
is what a world this was.
I'm gonna make
This
them
is
battle it out.
simpler times. A crazy action billiard balls. So if you want to go down to
Ooh.
the pool hall and hustle some money, you can do your crazy action billiard balls.
I do want this spy pen radio.
All
Real working radio hidden in pen case. Mm.
right. So
Listen
then
to the
we get
Whistler all the day at work.
and then we get Harvey Comics, 1980. It's the 40th year of Harvey Comics. I thought it was 1941 it started, but all right, 1940, I guess. And they give you a whole
Math is not
calendar.
their strong point, and neither is
They
storytelling.
give you a whole calendar. Oh, look, 1980 was a leap year. How about that? Quite nice. Um, oh, thanks, Harvey Comics, for giving me a calendar. All right. So, first story, first out of the gate, hot stuff in Partyland.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
this was a winner.
Why don't you tell us about Partyland, Jay?
All right. So Hot Stuff's just kind of walking, and apparently he just has a thought. I haven't thrown a party in a long time. I'm gonna throw a
Wait,
party. And like somebody threw it,
that
like
is
he,
that's basically what it is. Yeah, I haven't thrown a
yeah,
party in a long time. I'm going to throw a party. But I like we
yep.
can see like he lives in a cave, like, and outside there's a mailbox with H period S period. So clearly hot
Mm.
stuff. All
Yeah,
right.
he's a
So anyway.
classy gentleman. Got his initials. He's like, I heard about some place where they teach you how to throw a really swinging party. And he's like, oh, here it is. And I just got to hit this button and they'll let me in. And he gets
Yeah.
sucked into this little hole in the ground and lands right
It's
on a
called
whoopee
Partyland.
cushion.
It's called
Yeah.
Partyland. Yeah.
Yep. Lands on a whoopee
I
cushion and
remember.
makes the big fart noise. And he's greeted by a lamp and some party blowers that are all anthropomorphized and have arms and legs and faces and stuff
Oh,
like
look at
that.
you with the big word there. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, he's like, yeah, I want to throw a party. Can you guys show me how? And they're like, yeah, sure. The lamp seems to be the leader because everyone loves a good lamp at a party. Um, so he's like, okay, party blowers, why don't you show him what to do here? And they basically just blow, their horn noises right in his face and knocks him off of his feet. And then he's like, what, for a noisier party, you need more horns. And a bunch more horns show up, and they're just driving Hot Stuff crazy with all their horn blowing. And so he's like, okay, stop with the horns. And the lamp's like, all right, bring out the bursting confetti balloons. And a bunch of balloons come out, and they just start blowing themselves up and shooting confetti everywhere. And he's just, the Hot Stuff has had it with this at this point. He's like, that does it. See this fork? And oh, he's gonna jam that up someone's buttocks, I think. But well, the lamp's like, oh, he brought a fork. He must want some cake. So he brings out a giant cake, and Hot Stuff's like, now you're talking. How about a taste? And the lamp says, give the man a taste. And these two little like maracas that are carrying the cake just kind of dump the cake on Hot Stuff. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So he
Apparently,
just
hot
wants to
stuff.
see.
I also forgot to mention that he can turn himself invisible. That's a trick he
Oh,
can
that's
do.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got powers.
And also, his pitchfork kind of has a mind of its own. It's almost like a character in its own right. It can like act
Oh,
independently of hot stuff. But yeah,
yeah, it didn't come into play in these stories at all, right?
nah. Mm.
So yeah, he turns invisible to try to get out of here. And the lamp's like, where did he go? And the horns are like, I don't know, but let's make sure he's out of here. A one, a two, and they all blast their horns, and he comes flying out of the hole because the noise was, that powerful.
Yeah.
And he's like, boy, am I glad to get out of there. Hope I never see another party. And he's like, I'm gonna go home now. And he walks through the door of his cave, and they're having a surprise birthday party for Hot Stuff. Wah, wah, wah.
The end. So there it is. Like, well, 10 out of 10. No notes. This was exceptional.
This was a waste of time.
Although I'm a little concerned that he forgot that it was his birthday. He had no idea it was
Yeah.
his birthday.
He was just gonna throw a party for no reason, not
Yeah,
even for like I'm having
yeah,
a
I know.
birthday party.
Yeah, he's just like, I haven't thrown a party in a while. I want to throw a party. So, okay. All right. So next up, we get a little one here, Hot Stuff, the little devil, and he's watching there's a rock concert today. So I don't know where
Yeah,
exactly they live because these are like normal humans over there, not just devils and stuff. But he's like
probably
connecting
New Jersey.
connecting these guitars with electricity sure makes them loud. So he flies home and he finds his grandpappy there sleeping out behind the house. And he's like, Grandpa Blaze, that's his name, Grandpa Blaze. And he's snoring. An electric outlet. I wonder. And he plugs Grandpa's tail into the electric outlet. And it's like, and now his grandpappy is like snoring, but it's like electrified, like an electric guitar. And Hot Stuff is tiptoeing away. And he's like, yep, that's hot stuff, all right. He. The end. Oh, what a tale that was. No
Yeah,
notes.
so useful.
So,
That's exactly how that would work, I'm sure.
all right, Jake, here's yeah, I don't know if you should be telling kids to plug things into electric outlets like that,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Stick your
There's a
grandpa's
lot.
appendages into the electrical socket.
All right, Jake, here's your favorite part of the book, I'm sure. Richie Rich, it's an ad for fruit pies. So why don't you take
Yeah,
it away?
yeah, it sure was. And much like our last fruit pie ad, not the best work. It's going to be a rough year for the for that category when we get to the fleas. So yeah, we got Richie Rich in The Real Thing. Richie Rich and I guess his girlfriend are riding on their little moped thing, and Richie's like, "See you later." He's waving off to the parents and the butler and shit, and he's like, "Look,
Shit.
Gloria, it's Mom, Dad, Cadbury, and Professor Keenbean." She's like, "How'd they get here so fast?" Because they're apparently somewhere else, even though it looks exactly the same. But and they're like, he's like, "Oh wait, Professor Sneer's been making replicas again." And she's like, "How can we tell the real ones?" And so Richie Rich has an idea. He pulls out a big plate full of, fruit pies, apple and cherry. And he's like, "Look, everybody, Hostess fruit pies, apple and cherry." And the real parents and the butler come over and they grab them. The fruit pies and the replicas just kind of stand there like dopes. And Gloria's like, well, now we
Right.
know the real people. And the professor guy's like, light, tender crust, real fruit filling, delicious. Richie Rich says, it's inhuman not to like Hostess fruit pies. Then we get that standard tagline, you get a big delight in every bite. Hostess fruit pies.
Yeah, do you think Harrison Ford could have used this in Blade Runner to find out which androids?
The Turing test, yeah.
Yeah,
Just see which
get to
ones, see if the, yeah. If you offer
bring
them
out
a
the
fruit
fruit
pie, they
pies.
must be humans, yeah.
Yeah, could have saved him a lot of trouble.
I mean, those replicas seem to just be standing there completely still, not doing anything, so I feel like that's
Yeah.
a tip-off right there.
Yeah.
If they're just gazing dead-eyed into space and they don't acknowledge your presence at all, huh?
Is a good old fruit pie ad. All right, now we get to hot stuff in fire boots. All right, I got to do this story because I this is the story I really
Sure.
remember from my childhood.
Yeah.
So he hot stuff gets a present from his aunt Mushy, and she says it's a present for my best nephew. She gives him a big kiss, and yeah, there's who's this old lady? I forget her name. Um,
Uh,
is that his grandma or I think it's like
yeah, Machine the
Crinkler or
Grandpa
something like
story?
that. Yeah, I think so. Mhm.
Crinkler.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, something like that. All right, anyway, so hot stuff gets his little present. And he's like, thanks, Aunt Mushy. And then he thinks, I wish she wouldn't kiss me so hard. And she's like, open it up, hot stuff. Okay. Cowboy boots. Yeah, he's got these little golden cowboy boots.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Quite the heel on these things. Not very
fiery
manly, hot
boots
stuff.
just for you. These boots are the coolest. And so hot stuff puts on, he sits down on a tree log there, and he puts on his golden boots. And he's like, I don't really care for footwear, but it wouldn't be polite to complain. And Aunt Mushy's like, now show me how well you play in them. So he goes hopping around in his cowboy boots, and he's hopping in puddles. And each time he lands in a puddle, it like it just evaporates, like turns into steam.
Hmm.
And he's like, yeah, that's the other thing about hot stuff. He's really hot, like he's literally
That's
hot.
right. Yeah.
So
Literally,
anytime,
the boots have nothing to do with it, so they don't make
yes,
him any hotter.
you know, if anything, they cool him down. But yeah, he can anytime he touches something, it can just like set on fire. He's so hot.
Yeah.
So so he's jumping around, and Aunt Mushy's like she's loving watching him play in his boots, and she's like, show me
Yeah.
more, show me
She's
more.
she's way too into this. She's like, show
Yeah.
me how well you play in this. Like, you're gonna judge him on his playing now? Like, what are we doing here?
Hot stuff goes over and he kicks a log, and he sets it on. And as soon as he kicks it, it sets on fire and goes flying through the air. And she's like, lovely. And she's still chasing after him. You play so well in your fiery ooty booties. And Hot Stuff says, ooty booties. Yeah. I wish she'd leave me alone. And he's running away, from her. And he's like, maybe if I burn some footprints in the mountain snow, she'll stop bugging me. So again, he's jumping up the mountain and he's putting big footprints in the snow. And she's like, oh, how clever. The heat of the hot booties enlarge the footprints in the snow. And he said, man, she is smart. I don't know. But I sure wish she'd leave me alone. And then he runs into an ogre. There's a big ogre. So maybe they are in
Yeah.
New Jersey. I don't know. And and this ogre picks up a rock, but Hot Stuff just kicks another rock, sets it on fire, and hits
Yeah.
the ogre right in the butt.
Yeah, because
Boom.
rocks are known to catch on fire easily.
That's how hot he is. And the ogre goes running off crying, and Hot Stuff's like, "That's what I call a nice warm farewell." And then Aunt Mushy's like, "Wonderful, Hot Stuff." And she's like, "Show Annie Blasty a little more." Oh, her name is Annie Blasty? I thought it was Annie Mushy. I
Yeah,
don't
she's
know.
got so many nicknames.
Yeah.
It's like a young Peter Jank with all these nicknames.
And Hot Stuff looks up at the cloud above, and he's like, "Hmm, a rain cloud." So he's like, "I'll walk her under it," and then he jumps into the cloud and starts kicking the cloud, and he puts holes in the cloud, and all the rain starts pouring down on her. She's like, "Eek, rain! My new hairdo ruined. Goodbye!" And she's just running home, and he's like, "I guess she's seen enough of my fancy footwork," and he takes off the boots, and then he's just hopping around with his bare feet, setting things on fire. He's like, I still say my bare hot foot works better. The end. And you see little bits.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, Jank, we've talked on the show like about your tattoo, your love tattoos now. You know,
Sure.
you have you have one tattoo. You still just have the one tattoo, or have you had other tattoos now? I'm not keeping track.
I may have another one.
What? How's this? How does this happen? And then you don't tell us about it. How? We do
It's
another
very
show.
recent. It's very recent.
We do another show that's 3 hours a week, and we have nothing to talk about ever. And you know, all right. Well, make a note. Let's put a pin in this. Make a note. We're talking about
Okay.
it tomorrow on the LCS show. I'll
Well, yeah.
forget.
Dude, yep.
But what
Okay.
I wanted to say, the reason I bring that up is because sometimes we say, "What would you get a tattoo there if you were to get a tattoo?" I would
Yeah.
absolutely get a tattoo of hot stuff in his little boots. That's what I
Wow. That's a strong choice. Um, not one I would make, but okay.
would.
What if I
I
got a
want,
tattoo of Aunt Mushy?
I want that picture of hot stuff in his boots because I remember it so much as a kid.
Wow, they would
That's
have sold
awesome.
so many more issues if they kept him in those boots. You would have been there every month.
Uh, I don't know. I'm looking through the panels again to see exactly which one it would be. Um, it could be the one where he's running away from Aunt Mushy. That's pretty good. Or one where he's hopping in his boots. Yeah. Or maybe when he's just pulling the boots out of the present box. He's like, "Hey, look at my boots." So either way, hot stuff
Maybe
and
like when he's
boots.
jumping in the puddles, like that's a good one right there. He's
That's
kind of reaching the end,
that's my
floating in the air
tattoo.
almost.
That's my
Yeah.
tattoo. Hot stuff and boots.
It's
All right. So
an
at least
interesting choice.
I can't believe you have another tattoo.
It's also in progress, I should say so.
Okay. Oh, so you were just waiting to the reveal things when it's done.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's understandable. But all right, so then we get a Hubba Bubba ad. Go with the kid dressed as a cowboy, and he's blowing a bubble.
Yep,
Um,
that was
Gum
classic.
fighting do's and don'ts. Yeah, and then we get an ad for Harvey Comics with Richie Rich and Casper and hot stuff. And now, Jank, you mentioned them last week, but it's Fruit Stripes. Look at the big
Yeah,
and
was happy
it's
to
a
see that.
yeah, I remember this quite a bit. This ad, it's the big maze, and you try and get your way to the fruit stripe gum throughout the maze. And yeah, fruit stripe, for those who don't know, is a zebra with crazy colors on them instead of.
Hmm.
And they had two varieties: fruit stripe gum, and oh, it's regular and bubble gum. Fruit stripe gum means fruit stripe fun.
Yeah,
And,
the regular I think was better from what I remember. I love the regular one. Bubblegum, I
yeah,
don't know if I like that one as much.
yeah, good old fruit stripe. Then we get another ad for Friends Don't Miss All New Harvey full color half hour Casper cartoon show. World's number one ghost, Casper, the friendly ghost. And again, it's so sad to think of Casper because how did he die so young? That's what I
Yeah, we
wonder.
probably don't want to dig too deeply into that. Guessing
Poor
Pizzagate
Casper.
may be involved.
So, all right, Jank, why don't you tell us this next story? This is probably the best story in the book.
Yeah,
Well,
this is definitely my
after
favorite.
the cowboy bits, called in applied cussing.
Yeah. So Hot Stuff is there. His
Oh,
grandma's like cleaning the dishes.
no, that's
And
Aunt Clinker. Aunt Clinker.
oh, okay. I
Eh,
figured this was his grandmother.
I know that's it because it's like tisk tisk. Grandpa Blaze is at it again, hot stuff, and he says, "Phew, we sure can cuss up a storm, Aunt Clinker."
Got so many
So
ants, but
I
not a
know.
parent to be seen.
Do you think this is like a Chinatown situation where his mother is
Yeah. Is
his
his
grandmother
aunt
and
is
all?
his mother. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, all right. Take it away, Jake.
Yeah, so Aunt Clinker, she's there doing the dishes, and Hot Stuff hears Grandpa out there cursing at a waterfall. He's cussing up a storm. Gall dang the dang, and then you just see a bunch of asterisks, classic comic book swearing writing, and so Grandpa's then taking a shower, and Hot Stuff is watching him while he does this, which is very creepy. And he's like, "Why are you cussing the waterfall, Grandpa Blaze?" "No hard feelings, Hot Stuff. I just wanted to heat up the water for my shower."
Yeah, Grandpa Blaze is awesome. He's got a beard like a billy goat, like a white beard, and he looks
Yeah.
like an old dude. He's kind of jacked though for an old dude. He's got good muscle definition,
Yeah.
the upper
Got that
body,
old man strength. Yeah, where they just like
and
my grandpa
also,
when he would use like put a dollar in his fist and like grip it tightly and have us try to pry his hands apart. And if we did, we can get the dollar.
wow,
Crazy old
what
man
a
strength.
the jank test of strength.
Yeah.
How about that? But he also wears his diaper when he's showering. He just keeps the diaper on the whole time.
That's right.
And
As you
but all
do.
right, so Grandpa's cussing at the shower to get hot water. Next.
Yeah, so hot stuff. He's curious about this. He's like, "Oh, so apparently Grandpa's got uses for his cussing. Like he knows what he's doing. I better follow him and see what other things he can do with cussing." And so Grandpa's now at a tree, an apple tree, and he's like, "Fall off, you ding dang fucking apple!"
Yeah, yeah. Like
uh,
for those who've never experienced it in comic books, like Jenk said, it's classic comic book cussing or swearing because
yeah,
there'd be like just exclamation points, number signs, the at symbol, and stuff.
asterisk.
Yeah, it just all put together. And I will say that when email became popular, my first thought was, "Oh, this is like Grandpa. That symbol. What's that's? Oh, that's when Grandpa Blaze cussed. He had the at symbol and the email address, you know, because he never used it until then. But so thanks to Grandpa Blaze, I knew about email. So yeah, he's yelling at apples now on an apple tree.
Yeah. Yeah, so he gets an apple and falls out of the tree because it's so scared of his mean old cousin. And he's like, "Now roast, you son of a bitch." I don't know. I'm just gonna fill in the swear words here.
Oh wow, this could get interesting. All right,
Yeah. And so it does. Although apparently, I mean, if he's like hot stuff, he should be able to just burn this thing anyway, like cook it
yeah.
up with his hands. So I don't know. But he roasts this apple and then scarfs it down. And now he sees a giant ogre. Another one of these ogres is there again. And he's like, "Scram, you bitch." Fucking boob of an ogre. Jackass. And the ogre's like, "I can't stand it." And he's holding his ears and running away.
And the ogre just wears like polka dotted underpants, yellow with red polka dot underpants. Right?
So then Hot Stuff's like, "Ooh, he uses cussing as a form of defense too." And now he's headed for the berry bushes by the highway. And there's a big old truck there. And Grandpa sees it stuck in the mud. And the truck is spinning its wheels trying to get free from the mud. And it shoots a big bunch of mud right up in Grandpa's face there after he just took a shower. So he is not happy about this. "You stupid ding dang fucking tire." Shit. And that apparently scares the tires, so they get right out of the mud, and this trucker is back on the road. And Grandpa's like, "Good fucking riddance." Now I'm all muddy. And he starts cussing up at the clouds, and the clouds start raining on him, so he's nice and clean again. And so Hot Stuff's he's like, "Wow, this cussing does a lot of things. I've learned a lot today, and I'm gonna go put it into practice." Um, so he says, let's see now. Grandpa says, "Gall dingy blankety blank blank," and Aunt Clanker, she hears this and is none too happy. She goes over and slaps Hot Stuff right in the bottom there. And
But he doesn't know she's there. Like she's like hiding behind a tree and just slaps him in the butt. And he's like,
yeah,
"Ow!"
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Gosh, I'll sure never cuss again. It doesn't agree with me."
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
The
But
end.
Grandpa, that guy's a character. I'd read a whole book about him.
I love that they're just teaching kids that cussing can do anything. It can solve all the world's problems. Just start
Yep.
swearing, and everything will be fine, kids.
Just learn the words that go in those weird asterisk boxes and at symbols, and you'll be really going places in life.
That's a great story. All right, so you know what? Oh, this is a different. Okay, this ant. Yeah, this is clearly a different ant. The next story is Hot Stuff, the little devil, Smooch, and I guess this is Aunt Mushy. Yeah, she's a different ant, I guess. He just has a lot of ants. Your Aunt Mushy just loves to surprise you with a big fat kiss, Hot Stuff. And he's like, I'll smear this invisible but horrible tasting wormwood juice on my face. That'll teach her. If she tries that again, will she ever be sorry? So he's just walking around with this wormwood juice on his face, and then you just see a smooch and a big close up of his face, but you don't know who's kissing him. And then the next panel, it was his girlfriend, Charma, and
Yeah.
she's flying away, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know little devils wore such horrible face lotion." And he says, but Charma, let me explain. In the end, that's it.
Wow, wow. And then they broke up forever. And Hot
And,
Stuff killed himself the next day.
and became Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yep.
All right. Here's another quick one. You want to do this one, Jake?
Sure. So we got oh, this was terrible. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Hot Stuff is flying by as there's an open window. He overhears this woman watching her exercise programs. And the guy's like, "Are you all ready for your morning exercises?" It's like, "Take a deep breath." And the lady's doing it, so Hot Stuff tries to do it. And the guy's like, "Hold it." And Hot Stuff's holding it. And then the guy says, "Exhale." And the lady's inside doing it, presumably, but Hot Stuff, he looks all nervous. He flies away and he exhales, and a bunch of fire comes out. It's like those TV people should be careful about who's listening.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end.
Wah-bum-bum-bum.
All right. Oh, Stumbo the Giant. Stumbo the Giant in Be a Good Chair is the name of this.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to get in too much into Stumbo the Giant because I don't care about Stumbo the
He's
Giant.
not Hot Stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a giant. He's a huge giant, but he's a friendly giant. And
Yeah, the
like the
people seem to
people,
like him. They want to do something for him. So like, what we should make him a giant ass chair that he can sit in, because he's kind of sleeping up against a mountain, I guess.
yeah.
And they're like, okay, so they build this giant wooden chair, and then Stumbo sits on it, and it breaks immediately. And they're like, all right, well, what if Stumbo feels bad that he broke their chair that they made? So he's like, I can make my own chair. He's like, I'm gonna break the top off this mountain and sit on the mountain, and he breaks that too.
Yeah, he flattens the mountain,
Yep.
and it sends a bunch of debris into the town. And but he's like, oh man, I made a big mistake. So he goes, then some farmer says, hey, can you sit on this here hill in my property? And Stumbo does, and he squashes it down. And he's like, hey, thanks, Stumbo. That's what I wanted. Now I can plant stuff here. And yeah, it seems like we're doing this whole story. I just want to know, but we're going to do the whole story.
Yeah,
Still,
there's not much left. It's really not much of a story. So then Stumbo goes to buy, he goes to like Giant Town and buys a giant chair from them.
a
But he
rocking
gets a
chair.
rocking chair and
Uh,
it's way too noisy. And it's like driving the townspeople crazy. So they're like, no, get rid of that shit. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna get like a giant inflatable, cushiony chair and sit on that. And he sits on it, and it immediately breaks and shoots out a bunch of wind that destroys the town. Like a giant whoopee cushion essentially. And he's like, all right, I guess that didn't work. I'm just gonna give up on this whole chair idea and just lean up against the mountain again like I used to. And this one guy with a mustache, he's like, well, I got an idea of what we could build for, Stumbo now, maybe a giant roof. And they're like run him out of town. They're like, no, 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 we're done. This whole
yeah,
present
he
thing
put a
is
roof
over.
over his head. Right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it. They just what a story that was. Yeah, what a story that was. All right, now we get an ad.
Yeah.
Richie Rich in Father Knows Best, and Richie Rich is talking about selling grit. Do you remember grit?
Yeah.
You remember these ads?
I remember these ads for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can make money by selling this newspaper called Grit. And
Yeah.
I remember these ads. I had no idea what grit was. I never knew what grit was.
Nope.
Do you
The
have any
ultimate
idea what
pyramid
grit
scheme, I
is?
guess.
Uh,
It seems like it's just a bullshit magazine that you try to get kids to sell. I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem like a pyramid scheme, but no, it's actually a legit publication that started in the 1880s, and
Hmm.
it reached its peak in the 1930s, and it was very popular in the Midwest among farmers. And
Oh.
yeah, it had like five sections in it. It was a little weekly magazine, like newspaper thing. There's like a women's section, comics. Then the final section would be like fiction, like a little story. And it was like a regular publication. It still exists today, and they have a
Hmm.
circulation of 150,000.
I'm in the
And
Midwest. Can I sell some of this now?
yeah, I don't know if they still do this kind of thing where you sell grit. Because I think it said something you sold it for like what 45 cents and you got to keep 12 of it or something or
Yeah,
23.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So grit is a legit thing, and that you can usually get it at your like tractor stores and all your like farming places that sell farming equipment. You can get grit. So yeah, keep an eye out for grit. Yeah, how about that? And then we get the classic ad for sea monkeys.
Yeah, sea monkeys. Only $1.25 for a
Yeah,
whole ocean kingdom.
I know. That's quite a deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old sea monkeys. And what these are like what, guys, shrimp of some sort? Brine shrimp or
Yeah, brine shrimp, I think.
yeah.
They say you can even train them, but I really doubt that's possible.
Yeah. I
It's
want to
probably like trying to
say
train the creature in that Caution Seaman game for Dreamcast. For like, you're supposed to
yeah,
talk to it
no
and you can
idea.
train it. It never works. It never worked.
But sea monkeys, that sounds like something I would love. And I kind of think I have a vague memory of having sea monkeys when I was real little. Like we tried it one time and we just poured this stuff into the water and it just like looked like a mess. That was like the end of that. So it really wasn't
Yeah,
anything exciting. Good
that's
old sea
sad.
monkeys. All right, so there it is. Hot stuff, issue 154.
Hot stuff coming
This
through.
was delightful. I loved every second of it.
This
I
gave
could
me a
have done
new
without.
appreciation for Alf, the comic book. I thought those stories were downright amazingly written compared to these.
I don't even know who the artist or writer is here. Did we see any names or? Oh.
No, I think they all wanted their names stripped off.
No one wanted to take credit for it. Yeah, but I love Hot Stuff. He's the best. And when I get my Hot Stuff tattoo, you're all going to be sorry. You're all going to be sorry.
Yep.
Uh, oh, how about if we get to
We'll
a
all be
thousand?
jealous.
How about this, Jank? If we get to a
Ooh.
thousand subscribers, you get a Hot Stuff tattoo.
No. I think that should be all you. You've already committed to it in your mind.
But that's not a punishment at all. That's so, all right. Yeah, I love this. It brought back all of the great childhood memories for me. Hot stuff in his boots, grandpa cussing. This was great. I was a big
The
fan.
grandpa story was great. I really did enjoy that one,
Uh,
just because it was a great idea to have a story based around grandpa's cussing and how beneficial it is. That's just great.
yeah, that's a 10 out of 10. The boots one is probably like, a 12 out of 10 because he got the boots. And I don't know. Yeah, the one page ones weren't the best. They're kind of worth
No.
the time.
Yeah,
The
like all you
stuff.
needed was like one cute little joke where you're just like, oh, that was cool. That was, fine. But they weren't even that. It was just like, what is the point of this?
We could have done with a couple less chairs in the Stombo story there.
Yeah.
We got the idea after two. No one needs
Yeah.
to get those chairs.
Yeah. Rule of three
So
is
all
not the
right.
rule of like seven.
So overall, I will give Hot Stuff an 8. That's
Oh
right,
my God.
8 for Hot Stuff.
Uh, ooh. I was gonna give it like a 3 to be generous.
Now you're gonna lower it to
Yeah, no, I think I'll stick with a 3.
do you have
Yeah.
any like when you were well, you're much younger than me. I'm an old man. But do you have any recollection of like owning a Hot Stuff comic when you were a child or no? Like you
No, definitely
yeah.
no.
All right.
Look, if this was like 154 and they made it to 177, yeah, I was probably not reading comics when
You were familiar with Richie Rich, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because he had like a cartoon and stuff as well.
Yeah, I was familiar with this character for sure, but I definitely had never read any of it. Honestly, I mean, I know who Richie Rich is and Casper the Friendly Ghost, but I can't say I've ever read any of their comics, I don't think.
Yeah. Uh, all right. There you go. Hot Stuff 154. I loved it. And it closes Shocktober out in style. So, okay, what a wonderful Shocktober it was. Let's take a
Yeah.
moment to reflect. We had Hot Stuff. We had two anthologies that were both terrible. And then we had your giant sized man thing. So
Yep.
maybe not and it also had Ghost Rider before that. I didn't even know it
Yeah,
was
like a
like the week before.
pre-Shocktober.
Yeah, so it kind of counts. I had no idea. I forgot what month it was, so it's just
I
those
think the scariest
serendipity.
thing we saw all month was George Tuska trying to draw a skull on Ghost Rider.
So, yeah, probably not our best Shocktober, But we did get the hot stuff, the little devil out of it, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from him again in the time we do the Golden Flea Awards.
Oh no.
Best
I don't
hero.
know if he could be nominated for best hero when he didn't do anything
What are you
heroic at
talking
all.
about? He uh he saved the world from that giant ogre when he kicked that flaming rock in his butt. So there you
Yeah.
go.
You'd
It's
have to be
amazing.
like best protagonist or protagonist.
Protagonist. All right. So what do you got for us next week, Jank? The first issue after Shocktober.
Yeah, so I considered doing something along the lines of what you did here, where it was like a book I had when I was a young kid, and we'll see if it actually holds up or not. Probably not, but I opted against that because I'm like, if we do two kids books in a row, like that's gonna be
Yeah.
terrible. We might
Yeah.
lose all our subscribers if we do that. So instead, I'm gonna go with a DC book that's somewhat come back into, I guess, uh, relevance recently because of the Peacemaker TV show. So we're going to be doing Checkmate from 1988. We're going to do issue number 8 of
Checkmate
Checkmate.
8 from 1988. Eights are wild.
Hmm.
Eights are wild. All
Yep.
right. So Checkmate, this is kind of like a secret organization along the lines of Suicide Squad, but it's somewhat like that, right? Like a government
Yeah,
organization.
it seems like they have some kind of a system with like knights and bishops and pawns. They kind of base it all around chess pieces and stuff like that.
Oh, so they're just
So,
ripping off the Hellfire Club. All right, cool, 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 cool,
yeah, yeah. But it seems like Amanda Waller's involved, and so it's very Suicide Squad-esque. On the Peacemaker show, the season 2 kind of ended with a lot of the characters starting the Checkmate organization there, and I'm vaguely familiar with Checkmate just from like the Arrowverse shows because they came up on there a couple of times too. So yeah, I guess this is a good way to
Are
kind of check some of this out.
are there is it kind of like their version of Shield almost?
Kind of, except I feel like even more clandestine, maybe like where Shield's a little too public.
Like,
I don't know
are
though.
there any like superheroes involved here, or is it just ordinary folks?
I know Peacemaker does show up at some point. There's somebody called like Blackthorn, which is going to be in this issue, and there's like a guy. I think the main kind of hero that you focus on in this book is just called the Knight. It seems like, but he's wearing like a yellow and blue costume. He seems like he's in all the issues. So
And I've never heard of him in my life. So,
yeah,
Knight. Okay.
yep.
Well,
So
that's
we'll
something. All
see.
right. So next week, here a Checkmate issue 8 from 1988. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until next week, don't get any jank on you.